Hello, hello. Welcome back, Fem Talk Nation. We are super excited to be back. We missed you. We missed all of you out there. So, without further ado, I am going to bring in the ladies of Fem Talk. We have Shima Shishi.
Hey,
And,
five. Y'all know what today is? Season 5. What's up, Fem Talkers?
and we have Dr. Melissa Simmons. And we haven't started season 5 yet, but that's okay.
You know what? This,
Five.
this, is, this not season 5. It's
No,
not
ma'am.
4.
It's still
Or
4.
we just took a break.
We just took summer off.
Oh, damn.
Hey, Fem Talk Nation.
Hello, hello. So
It's still
listen,
4.
before we took our break, you know how we like to, just
I'm
answer
sorry.
any questions that you may have. So ask Fem Talk, everyone out there. If you have any burning questions that you want us to answer, please feel free to send us a message. We will respond to you. We will air your question right here live on the show. You can send that to femtalktv@gmail.com. So tonight's question, ladies, it says, me and a good friend who I went to college with are no longer the good friends that we once were. We constantly disagree and really do not see eye to eye anymore on most topics.
Mm.
I think we both have accepted this hint that the friendship we both had, or we don't want anymore, actually, excuse me, but we don't know how to break up. So, what do you ladies think about this question? Who wants to start?
And I
you
like it.
know, I think when we get friends in different seasons of our lives, sometimes you have to know when like what season, like that some people are seasonal in the sense where um in school you have school in common, you have activities in common, and you have friends in common, right? Especially in college, you almost like you walk around like herds of groups, right? This is my clique, this is your clique. And I think once you move out of college life into, I would call it real life, or your 20s,
Mhm.
right? Then now you develop, you're developing your career, and through your career you meet different people, because now you meet people that are in the same field you're in, doing the same kind of work you're doing, um, things like that. You tend to fraternize with the people you're around all the time, right? The people, and the way work goes, you're there 8 hours a day, and then you go home to your family, right? And it leaves little time for you to now build friendship, continue friendships with people that maybe from another level in your life. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
sometimes you try to merge those groups together, and it doesn't always work. And I think that's where people often find themselves, is that once they move from different locations or go into their career, they tend to now hang out with the people you're with all the time, right? And I think what you have to kindly decide is maybe over a good dinner is, or good bottle of wine, or hanging out. Say, I know we don't hang out as much as we used to, but let's just decide to hang out. You know, not that we don't like each other or we're not friends anymore, but we're just going in different ways. I think it happens.
Well, the question here was how do they break up? So it sounds like, they're at a point where they feel like this relationship is pretty much over. I do agree with you, Dr. Melissa, that I believe in that reason, season, lifetime, right? I
Hmm.
don't think that everyone is meant to be in your life for your entire life.
Hmm.
Um, but it just depends on the friendship itself, because I never like to just completely disregard people, right? It's okay to say we're not in the same space in our life, we're not at the same point, and I agree with you, like people
Hmm.
change, right? And people
Right.
evolve, and people have different interests as they move on in life and they start to do new things. So I agree with that. But you don't have to necessarily break up with a person just because you disagree or you just don't communicate in the same way. People are growing and people are changing. Maybe
Yeah.
you just need to find what that new normal is for you now, what the groove is for the two people. So it's really worth exploring, depending on depending on what the friendship really is, right? And what
Yeah. I think
that meant to both people.
what the friendship is based on, you know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And friendship is effort. It's a concerted effort for
Yeah,
you to kind of and be very intentional about how you hang out, how you call each other, how you text each
yeah,
other, um, taking time. Like you and Tracy, you and Shima and Tracy, y'all always find a moment that y'all are together,
yeah.
regardless of distance, right? So I think you make a decision with this friend. I think a conversation is needed to make a
Hmm.
decision. Like, are we friends, or it's just like this season of our lives both, you know, over,
Right.
and we're just taking different paths in life. I think that discussion should happen.
Yeah.
Like, where do we stand? Like, is this season of both of our lives pretty much coming to an end? Doesn't
Mm.
mean you hate each other. Doesn't mean you won't, see each other again, and it doesn't mean that you won't hang out anymore. But you do understand that the timing in both of your lives is different, and your focus has changed.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
think that's where it comes to. I think, and not thinking it's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I agree. She.
Yes. You see, I'm very, very, very quiet because I don't get most breakups. Something had to happen
Mm,
outside of we just didn't agree on several arguments or several viewpoints. When they
mhm,
met, granted, they were young and they were in college, so they were connected in a
mhm,
different manner. So now they've both grown and evolved. There's a choice, and I'm glad when you said your second comment, Dr. Mimi, there's a choice to stay friends, or there's a choice to be intentional
mhm.
about your friendship.
Mhm.
And
Right,
maybe they have decided, because now they're looking for the breakup, you've decided that you don't want to be friends, but it's not because you can't. It's
right.
because you choose to.
Mhm.
That's a choice. Um, you have chosen not to put the effort into the friendship. Maybe you may not feel like it's worth it. Um, because if it's for argument's sake, and I'm just going by what I'm seeing and reading, if it's for
Mhm.
argument's sake, then you're arguing maybe in the wrong way, just like a married couple or a dating couple. You're not
Yeah.
listening to each other. You're not accepting that your opinions can be different, or um, that you you believe one way and she believes another, even though you
Mhm.
guys connected as 18 and 19-year olds. You're 40. You may not believe the same things now, and I'm just
Yeah.
using the number as an example.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, writer, I'm not going to give you a way to break up because I just don't agree with that. If it was detrimental or toxic or is unsafe or dangerous for us to be friends, I get that. If it's hard or it requires too much work, that I don't get. Because
Mm.
if it's a relationship you want to maintain, you're going to do it. And it doesn't mean that it has to be the kind that you talk every single day. You guys
Mhm,
all know me. I have several circles. I don't talk to everybody every day,
Mhm.
but I'm intentional about making sure I know what's going on, even if it's connected through someone else.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
I think you said something really key there, right? You have to assess what the
yeah,
friendship actually means. Because if they're at the point where they want to break up, that
they don't
they
want
recognize that this friendship is not worth my time or effort, right? Because it takes effort to continue to be
effort.
friends and to stay true
Mhm,
to a
absolutely.
friendship, regardless if you talk, often or a little less often. So they have to really assess what the friendship means to them and if they actually want it anymore. And listen, if one or both of them are at the point where they're like, no, this is not worth it, then it's not worth trying to put the stress on the two people to try to
Absolutely.
mhm.
continue a relationship that either one or both of them don't want. right?
Right.
So because then that just creates more tension between the two people.
Right.
That's not
And
necessary.
both of y'all said those two magic words: intention and effort.
Mm-hmm.
Friendship is each person should get something out of every interaction.
Yeah.
And it's a it's a back and forth. And if one person or both aren't making the effort anymore, then that's a different story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Say you just don't know how to connect, and that happens too because you've grown, you changed, your views on life has changed. I think that's then conversation, because that's growth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with Lamont on everything he does, but we have conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this is a friendship as opposed to marriage, but any relationship
Really.
requires discussion. It
That's
requires, like, assuming the person is growing all the time, you're not going to be that same person. So I think it's appreciating everybody's growth, because when one grows, the other one has the opportunity to grow. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And we grow in community. So I think there's an opportunity to assess, is this just us growing? I don't believe, to your point, in growing apart. I think the growing apart is just not being sensitive to people growing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're not the same person you were. I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago, much less 5 years ago.
Right.
So it's appreciating the changes that we make in our lives, and
Yeah.
so and celebrating that.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the friendship might have to go through a little sometimes, conversation, arguments, and fights are good.
Sometimes they are. Hmm.
That's right.
Agreed. Agreed. Well, everyone out there, we also want to tackle the hot topics. So, as most of you know, we have Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, on the Democratic ticket as the front runner for our Democrats, right? And there is a scheduled debate for next Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. I know I am going to be in front of the television
You're not going to be on Fem Talk?
after Fem Talk.
Oh,
Oh,
But
okay.
I will be in front of the television because I really want to see this debate. And there's question out there if Donald Trump is even going to do the debate and what
Show
the
up, right?
rules are, right?
Show
If he's
up.
going to show up and what the rules are around that. So
we
we'll
need a
see what
pool.
happens there. But
Presidential pool. We need to take bets.
right. What are you two expecting from this debate?
Ooh. I'm expecting her to shut him down for every single time he says something ignorant out of his mouth. And not to the point where she's arguing, but I'm totally negating that you're saying something empty headed, which is almost everything. So I'm just going to continue to orate the way that I know that I can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
you're talking about, a lot of people don't want to admit this. This is a well-educated woman
Yes.
who very well, she's a lawyer. So lawyers, doctors, they have an ability to speak the language at a different level.
Mhm.
And she knows how to make it as simple as she needs to, or as complex. When you saw her ask questions to many people that came before her, even in her role, as she was a senator, right? She a senator? Yes, she was a senator.
Yes, she was a senator.
So even in that role, her ability to have people, to ask those questions that she knows how to ask questions. She knows how to talk.
Mhm.
And she's not one to go to the point where his simplicity is going to catch up to him. The level of ignorance he walks with. Ignorance is a choice,
Mhm.
and he has chosen not to educate himself on so many different things. And he's hoping that people will still allow him to deflect everything and not actually debate it. A
Mhm.
lot of things he blames her for, they took over from him. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people is trying to pin that on the last, this current administration, and it's not them. They took over from a broken system. The country was falling apart because of COVID. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything with the border. The walls he put up barely had no effect, just spent more money of taxpayers' dollars, did not create any systems around it. It just, like, everything he speaks of, there has been no, the one thing he was effective at, which is the one thing this country is about to, like, really hold him accountable for, is the justices he put in the Supreme Court. And how they took away Roe versus Wade. So that, and people are not happy about that. That's right. His lack of vocabulary. I don't even think he's going to know half the words she's going to give him.
Exactly. I'm waiting for that part of it, right? Because, understandably, she can articulate all of the points. She understands the issues, right? She's been in politics long enough to be able to communicate what is actually happening, right? And what is on her ticket and what she feels needs to be done in this country. So I can't wait until she starts to speak facts. And she and I were having this conversation before, and I noticed that CNN started doing this. And I was saying to her, I wish that they would do a summary after the debate is over to let you know what is actually fact and what is actually
all the facts. Yes, they did start doing that.
CNN did a good job of summarizing what's actually true and what's not. Because the American public needs to know that. Because when the two candidates are standing there, we don't know exactly what's true and what's not unless we go dig for it, right? So I'm going to say to everyone out there, take a look at the fact checking after the debate is over also. Don't just run with what one candidate says out of their mouth.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. But we do know that she has a lot more experience in this area than, number 45.
But overall, just experience.
And he stands on a platform of entertainment. That is his premise. Regardless of what he's thinking, he's offering, he stands on the premise of entertainment. So he wants to engage you and to pay attention to him, regardless of whether what he's saying is fact or even helpful. He wants to entertain. People want that.
But Shima, I don't think he's I don't think he's doing that. I don't think it's entertainment he's going for. He is going for look at me, listen to me. I'm the Almighty. It's not entertainment for him. He really wants people to bow down.
Not for him.
It is entertaining though.
It's entertaining. It can be entertaining.
Right.
But his intention is not entertainment. I don't think it's entertainment.
I agree with
I don't think he's doing it for himself. I think he knows if I give you something to gnarl on, then I will keep your attention for the moment or for longer than that. So it's the feeding of the chaos. It's all the stuff that people love, the gossip television, the gossip TV. I mean, trash talking television, all the things that he could throw at you that will entertain you and entrap you in his conversation. That's what he does. Regardless of whether he entertaining.
This is definitely an opponent that he will not be able to overpower or overshadow. So that's what I'm looking forward to too. And God bless the current president, but with the last debate, right? He overshadowed him with just the loud speaking, and it wasn't anything meaningful, but it's just because he was loud, right? And he overspoke, right? So he overshadowed the current president. So I can't wait for this debate to happen because I believe that she's not going to let that take place.
I just hope she doesn't allow, like, she's good at controlling her emotions. So I think it's the control of her emotions, and just be presidential. She's the vice president, and stand tall in it. If she stands tall in it, I don't think he has a shot in what. To over, just because, like you said, it's just the comments and all that stuff. And that can
value.
that can piss you off, that can turn you off.
Yeah.
But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, people are not looking for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
So
hope.
listen, we were on sabbatical when the Olympics took place. So I want to ask you, ladies, and I'm going to start with mine. It was girl power for me for this particular Olympics. So of course, I was looking forward to Simone Biles coming back, and she did show up and show out this year. So super excited, and I love the. We were talking about this the other day too, but love the connection between her and Snoop Dogg on the sidelines. Just seemed like a fun new friendship that they formed. But Simone Biles, of course, I was looking for Sha'Carri Richardson, who came out and did her thing also, and then also Katie
Nice.
Ledecky. Yeah, exactly. And Katie Ledecky, for her swim competition, boy, she tore it up too. So, and she has made history. Um, yeah,
Yes.
so I
And
say girl power. I was watching all the women, so those were
yes.
my three
Um,
favorites.
See,
um,
I
Go
hate to
ahead,
say it. I
Sheila.
was looking at all the color. It was so much melanin. It
Yeah,
was so much melanin out there. I
yeah.
was just like, oh yes, there's some, and there's some, and there's some, and we're winning all of
And
it.
there goes
I just
some
love.
there. Yes.
I was just so proud. I was so proud, and I'm normally not basing anything on race because that's just not my thing. But
Hmm.
I was so happy to see it. I was ecstatic. I can't even.
Oh my
I'm
God.
grinning now.
I
I
was
just love
actually it became this like when it was over, I was almost like a little sad. I was, like, what am I gonna do
it.
now? I was the full 2 weeks every day, literally waking up at 6 o'clock and putting on. I watched you name it. I watched whatever they had on, and even in the car because I have the Peacock app. So when we got in the car, I would I'll put whatever on the race. We're on the turnpike. Oh,
You weren't driving, right? You
no,
weren't.
no, no, I wasn't driving.
Okay.
I wasn't driving, but I enjoyed everything. Like you're right, Simone Biles, Jordan Childs. Shout out to Jordan Childs. That foolishness they're doing to her. I'm glad that she has moved on. And let me tell you something. You won that bronze, girl. It is yours, regardless of what people say. You
Mhm.
won that. I mean, her, Suni Lee. They would, I mean, even
Mhm.
Superman on the men's gymnast. I could go on and on.
I
Women's
know.
and men's basketball, best in the world, gold medalist. And you're right, Sha'Carri Richardson. I mean, I mean, the look, the look, the look that she gave that girl
Yeah.
as we did the 4x4 was everything. Bye, girl. Bye.
But and we can't dismiss the powerhouse from St. Lucia.
Can't,
Um,
no, don't dismiss
no, she
her.
was a
She
powerhouse,
was a
and
powerhouse.
I want to say something about her too because she came out and said that she saw herself winning the gold medal,
Yes, she
and she
did.
did it, and
And
she,
if you saw the celebration in her country,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was phenomenal. I mean, those heartwarming uh, uh, um parts of the Olympics that you fall in love with new people.
Yes.
The gymnast from Brazil, her name just escapes me. Come on, Nick, what's her name? I love her. I love her. When Simone and Jordan bowed down to her, I thought that was everything in
I know.
showmanship. It just showed how beautiful just this sport is, and
yeah.
Simone and everything you were saying on that. Look, before I get to the break dancer, wait. Before I get to the break dancer,
No.
other
No.
pieces was the swimming was amazing.
Mhm.
Um, I watched ping pong was amazing. Okay, if you watch those ping pong events, I mean, oh my God, did y'all see them with uh um the swimming dude Michael Jackson, the moonwalk? Did you
Oh
see that?
yes,
Oh
yes,
my
yes.
God. There are, yes, Rebecca
Andre.
Andrade.
Rebecca
I mean,
Andre.
she was amazing with Olympics with the gymnast. I could tell you about every sport because I watched it all. I watched it all. From the sword things, I keep on getting that
Yes.
wrong. I know the swords,
Fencing.
Dancing, there you go. All of it was amazing. I was so proud of America. I do have some,
Yeah.
some improvements though for 2024, and some improvements.
Yeah.
Break
Yeah.
We're not talking about break dances because that's just like.
No. No.
So my improvements are they got to figure out men basketball 3-on-3. Y'all got to figure out how you're going to get the NBA into that one. That was stupidness. Why are we paying so little money to our winners? That's embarrassing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Breakdancing. We invented breakdancing. Why are we not being represented in breakdancing? The
Mm.
woman made an embarrassment of the sport, so much so now the sport ain't in 2028. That's an
Right.
embarrassment.
Right.
They
Nope.
need to bring the real thing back. There is really good break dancing. And what she did, I don't know what her motives were, but you don't come to Olympics to show out.
Mm.
In a sense, we're embarrassed. You don't
Mhm.
come to make a point. You come to win. You
Mm.
come to represent your country and represent them with everything you got. Doesn't mean you win. It means you won because you showed up and you did your best. She knew that wasn't her best, and that is not the Olympic spirit, period. And I think what she did was embarrass Australia because she
Mm.
should never have done that. And that was an embarrassment for them.
Wow.
Boom.
I did not watch it.
Oh,
I did not want to see it. I was upset that it. Well, I saw a very small snippet of it, and I was like, nope, not watching that anymore. Not even watching the full thing.
not even
I
one.
watched a snippet of the qualifiers. The very beginning. No,
Yes.
thank you. No, thank you.
No,
And
And
thank
I'm
let
you.
me
just gonna
say
say
this:
that.
So no on breakdancing.
no breakdancing.
What happened?
No breakdancing, Shima.
No on breakdancing.
Nope, not nope. I don't want it. I don't want that kind.
What I did do,
I
let me
just
show
couldn't.
you what I did do because
What
I
I
really did
oh
enjoy. I enjoyed the Olympics. So guess what Melissa did? I
oh
got into the pins also. So I actually bought me some pins. This is the GOAT. I got the GOAT Team USA. Got my Team USA pin. I got my
oh
USA, I think USA Paris pin. I got the combined pin with USA and France. And I believe this is, I got the Eiffel Tower. I am in the mail is my Snoop pin that will be coming also, just to say. Because Snoop was the Olympic
If I
star.
had to talk about something that
Yeah, he
highlighted, it would be
definitely
that.
was. He
I,
definitely was.
Yeah.
he had a
Yeah.
ball.
He helped
He
make
had
it
a
exciting.
blast everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
He
So
really did.
in other news, ladies, other hot topics, we have the Benifer. Benifer, as they called them years ago, is now broken up again after 2 years of marriage. J Lo and Ben Affleck have decided to part ways once again.
Once again.
I have to say, this has been popping up like just when I open Google, right? Like on my phone, it's just been popping up stories about J Lo and Ben. And I have to say, this go around, more than I've seen her through any other breakup, she looks so stressed out to me. This is my
Oh,
opinion.
you think she's stressed out? I thought
I
the
think
opposite.
she looks stressed out. I think she's wearing it in her face, even though she's out and about and she's doing things. She looks like she is stressed out to me. That's just my opinion. But every time I look at her and I look at the pictures, there's just something different about her now, to me. So I
I
don't
think
know.
a little bit of the opposite. I thought she looked like more together in the sense where, oh, been there, done that, kind of thing. I don't know. Poor Jenny from the block. I think she tried love so many times, and I think she also deemed herself a hopeless romantic. So she's always looking for this level of love that I don't know if it's more fantasy love she's looking for. Is she even looking for a real relationship? I think she's still looking for something that when these men get with her, they're not ready to give her. You know, she's one. It's hard to put and I'm just going to put it out there. It is hard for a very famous, powerful woman to now find the right match. They have to almost not match her fame, but kind of she wants
Stop
Disneyland fairy tale.
comparing.
Yeah, I
Come
think
on.
they don't match. I think relationships work when one of the partners. It's almost the opposite relationship. They're not as famous. They're not in this. Only one person can share the limelight type of thing. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Either you're gonna stay at home or I'm staying at home. You're gonna be the star and I'll be the caretaker at home, vice versa. And it's hard for two competing, especially if the woman is the stronger of of the partnership in regards to who sees them. You
Mm.
know, rumors have it that he was upset that she made this movie about their love letters and their love life, and he was like, "That wasn't what I. That's not what I'm in the game for. I'm in it
But
just to be." So
it wasn't really about their love life though. It was about her love life. Like all of her experiences. It went through her life,
It was
like her timeline,
hers.
not theirs together. But I will say this because there are some opposing stories out there, and I don't know what she's looking for because we've seen her, you know, get married and break up and have relationships and break up. But there are stories out there that kind of talk about her character and how she's just not a nice person. So I wonder how much of that filters over into her relationship because from what I understand from the stories that are out there, I'm gonna put my air quotes up, right? Because I don't know if they're true or not, but from what I understand, she does not treat people who are not at her status with respect, right? And kindness. So this is just stories that are out there. This is an allegedly, right? Absolutely allegedly, because I don't know how true that is.
Right.
I'm just wondering if there's some truth to it. Number one, number two, how much of that type of behavior spills over into her relationship.
plays into it. But I think it's that balance that
Yeah.
understanding how to deal with somebody. And many famous people have said this. It is hard not to be a pill to be dealt with when you have that level of fame. You
Mm,
are accustomed to people serving you, taking care of you, doing what you say. Um, and I'm not saying it's right. Hear me. I'm not saying it's right.
Right.
It's just,
mhm,
Right.
there's always a cost for the different lives we live, right? And the life in the fame is one of servitude to everybody that's in their head beneath them.
mm,
Right.
And I think that's the kind of thing that's what I'm talking about when you have that, and let me say the flip. So the other thing that just came out was Adele is taking a hiatus. She said, "You won't see me for a long time because I want to live the life I have worked to get."
mhm,
She just got engaged to her longtime boyfriend,
mhm,
and um, she wants life. She
mhm,
doesn't, and she doesn't. That's and she has the fame, but she's willing to give up that seat, and that's the difference. We're talking. That's what I mean. She's like, but I can't be the best mate, wife, if I do this like this. I can't
mhm.
be singing and doing all this stuff and going around the world, and then also be your wife.
Yeah.
So
And the
sit
mom.
down, and I'm gonna be your wife, and I'm gonna be married to you and
Mhm,
live.
mhm.
That's what I'm talking about. If you're not willing to make those kind of sacrifices, no relationship is going to make it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to be able to strike a balance somewhere, right? Even if she wanted to continue to sing, maybe it's not at the same level as it used to be. But you have to strike that balance because there's always going to be like a little bit of a tug of war, push and pull, right? Trying to figure out how do you manage, being a wife and a mother. I'm going to say that on the women's side of things, and being this career woman, entertainer, entrepreneur, whatever it is, right? It's always a balance. Always a balance.
Always a balance, but
Yeah.
we have to understand it's not like I said. Then that means the other mate decides to take a different position in the relationship. So they're
Mhm.
the stability in the home. They're the
They
stability,
choose.
with the children. They're the stability that keeps the house and the home working. And you see those relationships and you see them, they last for a very long time. How
Mhm.
many famous people have you seen take a step out of their fame and you don't see them for years because they're building a life.
Mm,
Right.
You can't build a life and then and then be superstar famous person.
yeah. Yeah.
It's very hard. So you see when people come out and they drop out of the scene and then they come back, and that's what it takes to have a real relationship. And I think she's not, to your point, then she's not ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
She still wants to be Jenny on the block. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The
Yeah.
money. So
Like I said, stop marrying everybody.
it's a hopeless romantic. She's probably going to have a boyfriend in a month or two.
But have a boyfriend. Have the boyfriend. Have all the boyfriends.
Yeah,
Stop marrying everybody.
she wants marriage. I don't blame her for that.
Yeah.
Judge Mattis
I
said the
don't
same
blame her
thing
for
about his
wanting
wife.
it.
I don't I
Yeah.
don't blame I don't blame that she wants this. You know what you have
Somebody
to
not wanting
understand.
it.
It comes with a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Who's going to sacrifice what? And that's where it kind of the rubber meets the road, I think, thing.
Somebody's not wanting it.
Well, you heard it from the one person on here that's been married for over 30 years. So we're gonna take that advice. We are gonna take that advice. And Net White just brought up another hot topic that we didn't have, but yes, Judge Mathis and his I think his wife has filed for divorce, and he came out publicly and said that he wants to stay in his marriage. So we'll see how that unfolds and have more to come on that as the story unfolds. But we also, for our last hot topic, and we're going to come to this when we come back from a commercial break. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we will be right back, everyone. And we are back. So, for our last hot topics, we see that the Braxtons now have a new reality show out, minus, unfortunately, one sister whose name was actually Tracy. But they are minus a sister. So, I have not watched it yet. But listen, if they can come back and, have a lot to share and want to share with the world, why not? Why not do it again? So we'll see what unfolds there. I don't know if the two of you have had an opportunity to watch the show. So please, feel free to give your opinion.
I saw some of the clips. This show. It's actually quite a bittersweet shows to watch because they show a lot of their last moments with their sister Tracy.
Mm.
You actually see her, towards the end of her life, and that, knowing how vivacious she was before the cancer and watching her in that state it's sad. It's very sad.
Yeah.
And they did say they were dedicating this season to celebrate her life.
Amen.
So it does have a totally different take on it that you're used to seeing in the Braxtons. But as you can imagine, there's still a lot of controversy. The ladies are still the Braxtons, and I'll just say there's still foolishness and shenanigans that they bring into the mix.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to kind of stomach it when you see that they're also experiencing a loss.
Yeah.
They're living their last moments with their sister. Kudos to the mom. Mom is so strong, and Tamar, Tamar is still just Tamar, always talking about how she's the last, never the forgotten sister, and nobody pays attention to her. And they have all these. I mean, Tamar is still Tamar, but and Tony is not in it a lot. So those are the few pieces you got from a little pieces I've seen. And again, I think you're right. I think it is a good idea for them to come back, and clearly, if you come back, come back.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a sad component to it because they do show their sister Tracy a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Well, we wish them well as they are, mourning their sister and celebrating her at the same
Yeah,
time, right?
mhm,
Yeah,
for sure, for
absolutely.
sure.
So, ladies, since we were on sabbatical, what has everybody been up to during the month sabbatical when we came back for season four, continuation of season four, she.
I was rushing y'all. I was
Yes, you
excited.
were. Yes, you were. So I have done a little bit of travel, just enjoying my son being out of school. He's had some concerns going on, so dealing with that as well. But just being mom and enjoying life and being an entrepreneur and enjoying that as well, and allowing things to happen
Right.
as they are supposed to. So I've just been enjoying life, honestly. And you know what? And I was saying this before, just a couple of months back. Other than being concerned about my child, of course, because that's numero uno for me. But I'm not stressing about stuff anymore.
Mm,
When I first became an entrepreneur, it was a lot of stress for me, just trying to figure out going from being an
mhm,
employee to being an entrepreneur and how to navigate everything. And God always has a way of working things out, and things are working out. So I'm
Yes.
grateful for that. And even I'm not even exactly where I thought I was going to be when I started all of this,
mhm.
but I'm where I'm supposed to be right now. So, and I'm not stressed about anything. So that's the part that I'm loving and I'm grateful, really,
Right.
really, really grateful for. So grateful. It's a little overwhelmingly grateful to be honest with you, but God just has a way of doing things and showing up, and
Mhm.
as life continues, I am, and I've said this, and I was telling my son this the other day. I was like, I am going to be like Betty White. I'm not laying anything down until the day I die. It doesn't mean I won't be in corporate America, right? Because that's not
Mhm.
where I want to be, first of all. But
Right.
I'm not going to stop. Like I can't see myself stopping. I want to constantly stay in motion in something, and that will continue to change and evolve. But I was thinking about that the other day. Like I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop until, God tells me to leave here. I just, want to continue to do
Mhm.
more for myself and relax and travel as well. But I don't want to stop doing something productive ever.
Amen. I agree. I
Yeah.
don't think we're supposed to.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think we're supposed to use the gifts that God gives us in every season of our lives.
Yeah.
And there's
Right.
something to be done regardless of age. Where you find yourself, there's something to always be done.
Yeah.
So I applaud you. I applaud you. Yes. And I love
Mhm.
the idea of entrepreneurship. Like you, Tracy, I think we kind of came out and tried and did the entrepreneurship thing at the same time. And you're right. I know I stressed out a lot about this whole thing. And this is, I'm at a new point of
Mhm.
of the entrepreneur where I actually have employees of the company now.
Yes.
I have people that work, well, really more contractors, but I hire contractors to do some of the work now.
Mhm.
And you know me, I believe in writing your goals, your passion down, doing your vision board every year.
Mhm.
And I am watching God do exactly what I put on my vision board in terms of growing the company. So I am so excited.
That's
I am
right.
so excited about that.
Yeah.
The clients, it's a good thing because the clients are appreciating what I bring to the table.
Mm.
I was just told somebody today, you pay me to think. And
Mm.
when I said that, I had to laugh at myself. It's like, but I get it. I get it now. And my thoughts and what I'm going to bring to the table, they don't get. They don't get
Mhm.
it. They don't get it until I come to the table, and that's why they're hiring me. So I'm appreciative
I
that
say
the
boom to
word
that
out
one.
there, right? I'm appreciative that the word is out there. That if you want somebody that knows their thing, call
Yeah.
this person. Call Dr. Simmons. And that is something I never saw happening in that sense. But when it happens now, I give all glory to him because he's the one that saw this journey. I never
That's
saw the
right.
journey. He saw it.
Yeah.
So now it's just unfolding, and I'm appreciative. I'm even more appreciative of the people I'm able to help because one of my models is that we won't fail,
Mhm.
period. And I'm watching people being hit with a lot of stuff, but we ain't gonna fail. So how we fix it? And
Mhm.
that is helping. So I'm excited about the business. I'm very excited about that. I'm excited to your point too about I enjoyed August. It went so fast. I
Yeah.
don't even know where it
It was.
came and went from, but I was still on the high from, like I said, I enjoyed the Olympics. That was a big part of it. And the camaraderie. I mean, last week we no, this weekend. So we went right from the Olympics to football because it's football season. So we just did fantasy football picks. And I'm telling you, I was not happy on Sunday. I'm telling you the truth. I was not a happy camper. I got the seventh pick. I went seventh in both of the drafts I was in. So I did not get
Oh,
my McCaffrey, who brought it home for me last year. I did not get him again. So, but I built with a new team. So we'll see. We'll see. But hey, so I'm enjoying stuff, doing what I want to do, which is a blessing. So I'm
Yeah.
excited.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Mm,
One more thing.
what's that?
I started a podcast.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, yes. We can put the
She said, "Wait, I forgot."
we can put the link up, put the link up for the
Put the
podcast.
link up. Girl, what's up the podcast with Dr. Melissa Simmons? Boo, boo,
Boo, boo,
Woo.
boo, boo, boo.
boo. I'm so excited. I've been enjoying it tonight. Today I did episode 7, I believe.
Oh, nice.
I think we posted episode 6
Nice.
today. And I'm loving every step of it. It is fun. I've had 2, 3 guests so far. I had to wait till Fem Talk started up to get my 2 ladies up there because we gotta go. We gotta do this thing now. But I can't wait to do our crossover shows for this. This is just it's exciting, and it's all based on and the girl bossed up 30-day journal. It's
All right.
all every episode we take a day and we deal with the day. I let everybody know that it's a 30-day journal that I did over 5 years of my life.
Mm.
So there's a lot of content in doing this. So um,
Amen.
and both you and Tracy, y'all was part of this journal creation. So Shima, Tracy, there's days that talks about our friendships and what we've done together. And I'm looking forward to having you both on the show.
Yay.
Brr, 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 brr.
You need the bell. Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
I
Yeah,
know.
oh
I
Lord.
know.
Oh, here it goes.
Fine. I know. Well, the end of the summer was great, and well, there's a little delay, so you guys, I'm gonna be stopping, but um, I you know, I enjoy my summer all the time, but
That's
August,
a hot girl summer.
uh,
Go ahead, girl.
uh, that is my plan. I'm telling you, this side of 50. I told my one of my girlfriends, I speak in terms of this side of 50. So this side of 50, I choose to do well, I've always chosen to do it, but I choose to do things that bring me more joy than anything else, and I choose less to deal with stress. So, of course, I travel quite a bit. You guys know I had quite a few trips this summer. My girlfriend got married on the boat. I did my family reunion. I went on another boat with another set of my family and my bestie there. Um, I just left my bestie yesterday, honestly. We were down there having a very, very fun, very impromptu girls' weekend. We just look at my Facebook page and you'll see the picture soon. We had a blast.
Yeah.
We closed out August in a very colorful, I'll give you a hint, a very
Yeah,
colorful way. It was so much fun. Um, that's really my catch up. You know me, I'm still working. I don't think I said that I launched a travel business. I say that with hesitation because
No.
all of you who know me know that I don't like to be pushed into anything entrepreneurial unless it feels good to me. And of course, this feels good to me because why? Travel.
Travel.
It feels good to me. Um, and I think one of the bigger trips that I'm looking forward to help plan is my nephew who is graduating next year and he wants to go to Europe. So we are
Woo.
in the process of that. So just fun stuff, just good feeling stuff that just makes me feel good. I'm still searching for a job, and I wanted to say that because Tracy said something earlier about um still having joy, joyful moments, still enjoying yourself even though you're working hard and you're being an entrepreneur and you have these stresses, these things that happen in your life, unexpected things that happen in your life. I don't choose not to work.
Mm.
I just haven't found the right job yet. But
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean I'm going to stop having fun. It
That's right.
doesn't mean I'm going to stop living.
That's right.
And I just hope that that is a lesson to anyone out there who is going through something and figure, I'll wait till this is over to enjoy my life or to thank God
Mm-hmm.
or be grateful for what I do have. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
You don't wait till it's over because
Mhm.
sometimes those valleys are really, really deep and
Mm.
really, really long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And listen,
Don't wait.
listen, we need to be in motion. God never
Yeah,
said to sit and just wait, right?
absolutely.
When we're moving, God is moving.
That's right.
So that's another thing I was talking to my son about. But when we're moving, God is moving. We got to constantly stay in motion and things will start to
Absolutely.
happen. Don't sit idle for anything. Keep moving,
That's
keep
right.
moving, keep going, keep pressing, keep pushing, keep fighting, right? It's all going to be worth it in the end. Doesn't mean that you won't have stresses or challenges, but stay
Absolutely.
in motion.
Stay and get the point out of the season. We talked about seasons when we started this pot. We
Right.
started the conversation, and I believe these moments in our lives when we do find time to do things that we're more passionate about.
That's it.
Hmm.
That you take the opportunity to do that. You
Hmm.
take the opportunity to build what you've been looking for. You take that opportunity because time is precious.
Yeah.
So because something isn't open, that means that you have more time to do this. So do that.
Right.
Hmm.
I
Right.
never forgot. That's when I became a author for the first time. Now
Yeah.
I'm 3-time author going on 4. That's what life brings you. So you take those opportunities. I'm so glad you said to travel, Shima, because that is, I did not tell you, do the travel, girl. You stay over. And I'm
That's
just so
right.
excited. I'll be calling you because you have to plan my European trip next year too.
Yes.
My big birthday. So there you
Absolutely.
go. Now you got 2 clients.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. So, ladies, this has been a great comeback from our little sabbatical. And we will see you all next week right here on Fem Talk at 8:30 p.m. Don't forget to find us right here on Facebook or YouTube, or you can find us on the E360 TV network. We love you all out there, and we'll see you again next Tuesday.